And the title of this homework assignment is Reset. When you're out on the golf course, one of the most difficult things to do is to be able to reset your focus from the thinking brain back to the body brain in the pre-shot routine, or from the emotional brain back to the body brain, whether that is after a bad shot or before a very important shot. So having some tools that you can use that work for you, that you've tested at the range and at the course, to be able to reset your focus back to the alpha brainwave frequency and closer to the zone is a really important part of performance. And the tools that you're going to use, you've already experienced a little bit in this course, but we're going to dive into it even further. So breathing is one of the best ways to do that. Alpha breathing, as I mentioned before, has been research proven to help you move back into the alpha brainwave frequency. So anytime you're feeling like you're overcome by thoughts or overcome by emotion, you can potentially use alpha breathing to help you reset and get back into the body brain, back into presence in your senses. Well, there's also two other types of breathing that can help with reset. One is called the duration breath. So oftentimes the rhythm of the alpha breathing, the 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out, can be challenging when you're under stress. But if you focus on just doing what I call a duration breath, where it's a full inhale in and a full exhale out, that can be very good for alleviating nerves on the first tee or stress before a very important shot. If you have the ability to go into a breathing mode where you're focusing on the movement of the breath all the way in and all the way out, sometimes when your brainwave frequency has come really high or your stress level has come really high, the duration breath can actually work better for you than the alpha breath. The key is, can you get both tools working? You may find that the alpha breath works in certain circumstances and the duration breath works in other circumstances. So my job is to help you have as many tools as possible so you can reset as quickly as possible on the course. Now there's a third type of breathing that is specifically designed to help you deal with letting go of difficult emotions, and that is called the cleansing breath. So you still do a full inhale in with your nose, but when you exhale, you're going to visualize that as you exhale, you're exhaling the particular emotion that you're having a hard time letting go of. So we're using the power of breath and the presence of breath training and breath exercises, but we're also adding in the component of visualization, seeing what it is that you're struggling with, whether it's anger or frustration, seeing that leave. So if you do some cleansing breaths, that has proven over the years to be a really powerful tool for being able to get rid of emotions. Now, sometimes breathing exercises are difficult, so there's other tools. One of my favorites is called the 10-step rule, and I actually borrowed this from a very famous touring professional. We don't need to go into that right now, but basically what it does is it uses your body movement to set a tempo for letting go of things. So if you've had a really bad shot, or you're having trouble letting go of an emotion, set yourself a rule that you're allowed to be as angry as you want for 10 steps, but after 10 steps, you have to let go of it. You have to put that emotion under the rug or bury it in the ground or let it go up into the sky. So obviously, all of these things, all the different breathing exercises and the 10-step rule are not going to be something that you can step into immediately and make it work. You need to practice it at the range, practice it in circumstances where there's very little stress so you can achieve some success, and then you gradually work up to more and more challenging situations. So there's another physical reset that I've found very helpful over the years. One of the tough things to deal with when we get under pressure is tension. Whether we get tense in our feet or tense in our hands or tense in the jaw, we all tend to be prone to certain types of tension when we're under pressure. And our natural response to that tension is just to try to relax and let it go. But we know from physiology studies that when you want to get rid of tension, which can often be associated with emotions, the more frustrated you get, the more angry you get, the more tense you get in those quick muscles, your hands and your feet and your jaw. So whether it's a pressure or an emotion, the feeling of tension that you might feel, you can release it by what I call the TRP, the tension release process. So if you notice the tension in a specific area, let's say your hands, what you do is tighten your hands as tight as you can for 10 seconds and then you let them go. So the physiology tells us that when you go to maximum tension for a period of time, that's the best way to release tension. So you can do it in specific areas. You can, even if you're standing still or sitting still, you can tighten your whole body and let it go. The tension release process and the 10-step rule are physical methods of being able to reset your focus. So some of us, after time and with practice, can use the breathing exercises in any situation and it works great. Sometimes it's easier to do it with a physical process. Oftentimes, feel golfers or people who perform best by feel tend to like the physical processes for being able to reset. And if you're more of a visual player, maybe the cleansing breath and visualizing the emotion going is going to work better for you. But the key is that you now have some tools, some breathing tools and some tension tools and some movement tools so that you can reset your focus. You can move from the thinking brain to the body brain or the emotional brain to the body brain on command.